Rivera of Tamuning, and Harmon on the line. Good morning, Mayor.
Happy good morning,
Happy
Chris,
day.
Green, Jason, and the people of Guam. Good morning.
Viva Betness. So Friday, Mayor, where can we start? Let's just start here. We're going to pop up the pictures of the parking structure in Tumon. This has been a problem that just won't go away, and there are different sides of it. There's one that it's illegal dump, obviously, maybe even a public health hazard. The other side of it too, Mayor, and this is where we kind of bring you in, is there are people who the property owner has said are squatting on the property. And in talking with David Sue, who responds to us sometimes, he said that, hey, I locked the place up. They still went in, and he even tried making a deal like, yeah, you guys are going to stay here, clean the area up. Not sure what happened with that, but obviously it's worse off than it was before the COVID, Mayor.
Yes, and it has been a long time problem. And I have been meeting with GPD, the VSO, the former chief, Paul Suba,
Yeah.
and talking to the private property owners, to lock up the place. And so, therefore, more homeless are coming out and in need of a place to go to. I get many complaints, business owners and residents talking about homeless individuals coming into their areas and nearby jungles, squatting, even like just sleeping in front of business places that have benches. Right. So it is a big problem, and there's nowhere else to refer them to. I mean, a lot of the homeless shelters are already full. Right. And because of COVID now, I know they're limited. So right now, I'm still waiting for something to be mentioned on where all these homeless individuals can go. There have been some success stories where some of them got emergency housing. Some of them have mentioned to me that they've been working with Gumamani and Salvation Army, to get a place. So, right now, we still, there hasn't been anything since the closing of the sale, scrapping that off. Oh, so we're still waiting.
Yeah, and as we head into typhoon season, I feel like we're running up against the clock here.
Yes, even when there's hard rain, that come down. I mean, it's hard for me to sleep at night, worrying about them out there, if they're covered, if they're sheltered. Did they, move to another place where they can be sheltered and kept warm? I'm just hoping something will come up,
Well, Mayor, you have a hard time sleeping because you're thinking about these homeless people out there. I wonder if our senators and our governor and lieutenant governor have the same problem.
Well, I've reached out to all of them. Many of them who are running for office have come to me asking what our concerns were. And so way before this pandemic crisis happened, I have always mentioned, it's the homeless population. There's a lot of individuals that have a special circumstance, beyond our control, and they end up getting out of the house where they were staying with other family members. With that and the stray dog population, those were our two things that we cannot control.
Yeah.
And we try to, to help, find places for them, or even, for them to go. But then, now it's just getting harder, and there's more coming out, know, and like I said, now with the private business owners, because it's their private property, they're boarding up, and which is good because we want them to take care of their place, because It becomes a nuisance. It becomes an environmental hazard to all the neighbors around them. So, illegal dumping is going on there. So they're boarding up. They're
Right.
blocking it off.
And what we've seen also, Mayor, is that because we closed the island off and we're all staying home in quarantine, a lot of the homeless have kind of got comfortable in these businesses and in and around these businesses that weren't open because we were shut down for a couple months. And
You're
Mayor, we're
absolutely
playing
right
now because we're talking about the homeless. We're going to play these pictures that we received from Paseo, where we're talking about we don't have a homeless shelter. It looks like there's one at Paseo, as most of these pavilions have been taken over by people who just, quite simply don't have anywhere else to go. They're hanging their clothesline. They've got their coolers. You can see people, multiple families and groups of individuals are, pretty much making Paseo their homeless shelter.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I've seen that.
Right.
I've gone down there. Also, I know there are a lot of people that go walking there every morning. So
Yeah, I
many
know who
people
you're
have
talking
seen
about.
that. Okay, and so we're just really hoping and praying that something be done for them. Just a safe place for them to go for all those that are in need.
It's been long enough.
Yeah, I can't believe you're like the only one saying this. And you know what gets me is I was talking with our friend Will Sparkinson yesterday, and he was saying that, man, he's disappointed with the administration because, housing the homeless and dealing with those less fortunate, that is something that is supposed to fall right in the Democratic wheelhouse. That is something that, Democrats and left-leaning people are supposed to, everybody should deal with it, right? But you kind of would expect it, and and I'm hearing from other Democrats, it's mind-boggling why there's just this. I don't know if it's an unwillingness, but I just think, man, we can just slap together, FESPAC funds and solve all these other problems that aren't as pressing as this. What's the deal with helping the homeless, and why does it seem like every time we ask about it, we either get the runaround or we get our heads bitten off? And none of those is the right answer.
Well, Chris and Bree, I'm not the only one. I'm concerned about this. There are so many people that are calling me about it, and, that are concerned about, the homelessness population. And, it's just a matter of, the powers to make it happen. There's so much that can happen. It's just that, we need the authority. And so, hopefully something comes up soon because, as we saw in the budget, there was funding for a homeless shelter.
Yeah.
So
funding.
We're just waiting for that to open. And a lot of times, our colleagues, all the other mayors, we do get together and we talk about issues and stuff. And so, I know many of us are experiencing the same thing. Mm-hmm. I'm just very fortunate you're calling me and giving me the opportunity.
Yeah. Are you involved with, we can move on from homeless, or did you want to, yeah. We'll continue to try and
if we keep talking about it, I'm just going to get mad. And
yeah.
Okay, well, on the good news side, we did have fruit boxes delivered, and it's being delivered to every village, every mayor's office. So of course for the people of Tamuning, and Harmon, those who would like to get a box of fruits, we have it available at our Tamuning Community Senior Center from 8:30 to 4:30 today, while supplies last. We're giving that out, and then also we're doing hula and Zumba out in the open. Many residents have called to bring back the exercising, so we're
bring back the Zumba
out in the parking lot in front of the gym and the mayor's office. And we have that hula is Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And Tuesdays and Thursdays will be Zumba.
I like the way you say that, Mayor. Zumba.
Okay.
By the way,
Yes.
I was going to ask if you were involved with the discussions with GVB for the massive cleanup that's going to be held at the end of the month to get ready. Guam ready.
Mayor Robert Hoffman is our representative on the GVB board, and so he did inform us of that. That there will be, a massive cleanup. With different agencies and different people, different groups coming out to help clean up the island, to do what we can to bring back tourism, bring back the normal, have everything back and beautiful.
Yeah, and it looks like that parking garage we were talking about is going to be one of the first areas that they try and tackle, Mayor. What other issues are you facing in Tatuha, Mayor?
Well, of course, the grass is growing fast. I mean, there's a lot of areas we just cut, but a lot we're actively scheduling, grass cutting and cleanup. Just a lot of sprucing up all over the place. And then, of course, filling up potholes, tree trimming, trying to continue to beautify our community. And, other than that, we're also servicing, of course, many of those who come in need of assistance, just everything, everything that's going on, in regards to the pandemic, and also trying to keep the curve down. We're having our community testing for Tamuning residents at St. Anthony Church grounds on June 18. So we encourage everyone, to come on over there from 9 to 12 together with Public Health. And the St. Anthony parish priest, he allowed us to have it there, so that they can have, it can be a drive-through. We already have canopies set up there.
Nice.
So, we'll be out there, and, we really encourage everyone to come out and get tested. You don't need to have symptoms. You just, we need to make sure that, you're clear. And,
bring an ID.
Yes.
And what are your residents saying, Mayor? I feel like people now want to be tested if they don't have to have symptoms, and they're just going to test everybody. Is that the feeling that you're getting from your constituents in Tamuning, Tumon, and Harmon?
Well, yes. I have received many calls, that are, those that are interested in getting it. And of course, because a lot of people are going back to work and now going to attend worship, going to church, and so of course, they want to make sure that they're free and clear of anything, from the virus, so that they don't spread anything, or we don't have a cluster, a big cluster.
What about the businesses, Mayor? I know that we've had dine-in, obviously a lot of business reopenings in this PCOR 2. How's that affecting your villages? Because, man, I go around in your area, it seems like a lot of traffic.
Yes, traffic has really picked up. But there's still a lot of people. It's not as, it's not back to normal. You can really tell because we see a lot of people on the road causing road traffic, but inside it's still slow. People are still scared to come out. They're not ready to. Same with church services. We opened up being allowed to go to church, but still there's some that are not ready to. Even if we tell them there's going to be social distancing, you're going to be ushered, they're going to check your temperature. Yeah, it's still a little bit slow inside, is what I'm seeing in many places. And even with those that are back at work, some stores are open, some are not. The ones that are open, they're telling us it's too slow, you know.
Right. Yeah, and that's
And they cannot bring back all their employees yet
Right,
because,
yeah.
you know, the business is running slow.
That's the struggle, is that we've got so many people talking about how we need to reopen the economy, but you know, Mayor, that stimulus just wasn't enough, and our people have been out of work for 3 months. We don't have the unemployment yet, and you're right. I was talking to some small business owners, and they're like, "Chris, we don't know. We want to open. At this point, we're grateful to make some sales, but at the same time, every minute that we're open, we're racking up bills, whether it's for utilities, paying the employees, or rent or whatever. So it is kind of a balancing game for some of these businesses to open in a way where maybe it's not a full-blown opening with all the staff there, but obviously I'm sure they got to juggle the ability to make money and that profit. So yeah, it's definitely been a struggle. At GPO, I went over to get my haircut, and they were like, I called ahead of time because it's by appointment only. And I said, hey, can I get in? They're like, yeah, it's very slow. Come on in. We got an appointment right now. And I said, oh, I thought it's crazy over there. And they said, no, only at Ross.
That's true. Every time we look out, where the line is long,
they should do a community testing at Ross.
Yeah, but we're also hearing that, it may be long, but it moves fast. So, people will say like, oh, I was only in line for 10 minutes or, 5 minutes.
Right.
Yeah, but so, like I said, when we look out and we see the line almost reaching our center, it's like, oh my goodness. But, and especially because of graduation. Yes, congratulations to all the 2020 graduates. We just had John F. Kennedy's yesterday and Academy.
Big one, right?
Wonderful, yes.
Yeah. And then we have Maria Ujoa this morning or this afternoon, and also in Arahan Middle School this afternoon. So we'll talk about that. And then tomorrow morning, my two little young guns, Callie and Chase, are doing their promo up at DLP for pre-K. So.
Yes, we're also having promotions going on at our elementary schools. It's so wonderful. It's something the kids are looking forward to, and that's why they are saying the lines at Ross are so long because people are trying to go and buy stuff for their promotions and the graduation and so forth. So that's going well, but also many people are also calling about how come I didn't get my stimulus yet, and then they're also talking about oh, my deceased sister got a check, and she's deceased, and so I've been trying to reach out to Reverend Tax, to Daphne, about how we can check whether or not like a check was cut for them, or they're just not getting a check, or what, because so many people are waiting and still haven't received any, and then there's a lot of people posting that they got theirs and they're so happy. So we're hoping to iron out those issues too.
Right. Well, Mayor, it's always good to get you on. Let's do a weekly thing where we come on and you just tell us what's going on. You got some busy villages.
Yes. Okay. Well, it's always great to take your call, and you guys call and give us the opportunity to do the shout out and let people know what's going on. I also want everyone to know that we have a wonderful chat group. If anyone who's living in the community is interested in being a part of it, being informed, all the information, press releases we get from the Joint Information Center, we shoot it out right away, and if there's anyone in need of any type of assistance, they're always welcome to call us anytime.
You can just go ahead and add me to that chat group.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Okay.
She lives in Jigo, though. Is that like breaking the rules? 'Cause I don't want you to get in trouble. You might get jumped. You're going to get like virtually jumped in the... They're going to jump you in first brief so you could be a Tamuning resident.
You had to out me, huh?
Mayor, Mayor, again, the fruit pickup. Can you just give us that info before we let you go?
Okay. So we started fruit pickup this morning. It was just delivered yesterday. So again, every mayor's office is receiving fruit boxes to give out to their community and those in need. So if you're having difficulty with transportation, please give us a call. Other than that, they can just drive through at the Tamuning Community Senior Center up until 4:30 today.
Okay. How many boxes?
Well, it's supposed to be one per household.
Right. How many you got to give away, though?
We were only given 360, and we're a big population,
Right.
so of course there are many sincere people that will call and say, make sure you give it to the people who need it, and thank you for sharing the information with us, but let's give it out to those who need it. And these boxes got a lot of fruit,
What do you got, Mayor?
It's the norm, the orange apples and green apples, red apples, and oranges. These are the same boxes that GDOE is giving out.
Yeah. Mayor, send me
if you already got one at GDOE, then save this for someone else.
Right.
Yeah.
Send me a pic, Mayor, and we'll put it up on the Facebook for people to see, and we'll tell them to go pick it up.
Okay.
Yeah, go pick up your fruits. You guys got to eat more fruits and vegetables.
And this is every mayor's office, you said?
Every mayor's office was being given.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Who's giving it? Is it USDA or is this the private?
This is also through a USDA grant with Pacific Unlimited.
Okay,
federal.
all right.
It's the federal, right, Mayor?
Yes,
Got it.
Senator
The federal.
Mike Chaco for reaching out to us and helping facilitate this whole thing. To give to those who need it. In this pandemic crisis, everyone's in need. I said, even if they're making a big salary and all that, but even when we go to pay less or cost you less, and the lines are super long and all that, it's hard. It's hard for people to even shop, and then when we do have time, they're closed.
Right. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you,
Thanks,
Mayor, so
Mayor.
much. Send me that
You're
pic,
welcome.
and we'll put it on. Hopefully, we'll smell a lot of apple pies baking around the island this weekend.
Oh yes. Okay.
All right.
Thank
take
you,
care.
Mayor. Wash your hands.
Be safe.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just okay. All right. 8:57. Love her, man. Mayor Louise Rivera. No, there's no lemai in the fruit box.
I love Lemai.
That's not the federal. 8:56.
All the federal.
Yeah, it's all the federal and the COVID. We're gonna take a little break here. We have Polly Mike Chrysostamo coming on. Keep it in Tamuning. He's going to talk about a great program that they have going on at St. Anthony, and that's on the way here on the KUAM News Takeover. Guam's favorite. It is containing COVID. Good morning.
Locally